So with thriving, so what you wanted to do is basically you wanted to counter the doom and gloom. Is that what you're saying? You think there's too much doom and gloom? There's actually a lot of innovation occurring out there, and are you trying to suggest, okay, given all of this innovation, this is what the appropriate policy settings are? Are you touching on policy settings at all, Wayne?
I touch on policy, but I would frame it like this. In fact, I start with something in the early chapter called the Stockdale paradox. And this is named after Admiral Stockdale, who survived a prisoner of war camp. I think he might have been in there for 7 years, and came up with this philosophy that what you need to do to survive and thrive is to face the absolute reality, all the brutal facts completely honestly. So don't kid yourself about the state that you're in. But at the same time, you can never give up faith or hope that things can change and can get better. And so you'll see in the book, it's not a book of denial or, wishing things were better. I set out a lot of the facts on what's going wrong, what's really challenging, where nature, society, and the economy are breaking down. But then I look at the larger system, and I look at how systems change, especially living systems, of which society is one, nature is another, organizations as well. And when you distill it down to the scientific principles of how those systems change and thrive, you actually see many signs that we are heading into a tipping point of change towards the better. It's not that we don't face these big challenges, but we're seeing many transformational signals, and most people are not aware of that. And so, yes, they get trapped in the pessimism or the doom and gloom. It's also that being optimistic, or at least having thriving as a lens, is just a more effective way to be, no matter what the state of the world is. Yeah, because if you're trapped in pessimism, you're effectively, you're disempowered. You sort of just give up before before you've even made a try to tackle the issues. So it's a little bit a philosophy, but it's also backed up by some science of how change happens, and then lots of examples of where business especially is really charging ahead and bringing the solutions that we need and starting to scale them, which is something that in my 30 years plus working in sustainability was always missing. We always had many of the solutions, but they weren't scaling. Now they're scaling. Tesla's one of $6 trillion companies now, and its core mission is a sustainability mission. It's to speed the transition to sustainable energy. That's scaling, and it's valued at more than all the other auto manufacturers, even though it makes less than 1% of the cars.